AKADEMIE.
My name's John Davis.
Hi, I'm Rob Belcham.
Behringer started to produce all that old school synths.
We actually asked the public what they'd like us to produce, and they said they'd like to make affordable recreations of some classic synths. So, as you know, they're no longer available on the market. They're very expensive. So what we want to do is to make an affordable reproduction of those modern classics that people can afford to buy themselves, such as students and people who prohibitively wouldn't be able to buy that in the past.
The whole journey started really with the DeepMind. That was obviously our first synthesizer product, and that actually started life as a can we make a Juno clone? You know, we said we'll do that for you, and we kind of developed it and you know, made it its own thing really. But it's that's where it all sprang from really, and it's like, okay, you know, there's obviously, you know, a real market for this, a real demand for this. People, can I have one of those, or can I have one of these? So that's what we're trying to achieve is to actually put you know, these synths and these sounds in the hands of people at an affordable price. If it's a real passion for Uli personally, so you know, he's absolutely thrilled that, you know, he's got teams now that can make these products for our customers. So it's great.
Well, it was a combination of two things really. It was now that the fact that the schematics are now open source, the public domain. So we had access to the original schematics, but obviously we wanted to get a selection of the original units so we could do subjective tests. Because as you know, these vintage machines, they can sound very different from unit to unit. So we tried to get a broad spread of those and tried to kind of hit the middle ground for all of those to make it sound like all of the units, if you kind of get me. We'd get some of the originals in, we'd speak to artists who'd use famous equipment, we'd get their equipment, so they're the famous sounding instruments, and then see if we can base our products off those.
But we take you know, real sort of pride in trying to get the sounds as close as we can. I mean, particularly with the 808 and the 909. You know, I can't tell you how long I spent looking at scope traces of kick drums and triggers, you know, but we really try and get it as close as we can. With the 909 and the 808 to a certain extent, we try to take it a little bit further, add some of the common mods, just to make it a little bit more flexible. Obviously on the 808 we've got the pitch control on the kick, so you're no longer tied to one specific frequency. So yeah, it's a combination of trying to stay really true to the original, but you know, trying to improve where we can without affecting the performance, you know, and the ability to recreate those original sounds.
So what we've also tried to do is to introduce modern control technologies, so MIDI over USB, the ability to update your machine, your firmware, so bring all the modern UI and UX design that you get in 2019 to vintage sounding equipment. So the combination of modern technology with vintage sounds is what we're aiming for. My personal favourite is the Neutron. I just love the aggressive sound of it. It's such an angry sounding synth, and it's such a big heavy sounding synth. That's my personal favourite. But I also have a very soft spot for the DeepMind 12, because as Rob said, that was our first project. It's our first baby, and it'll always be very special to us, all sorts of things. So yeah. The DeepMind and the Neutron, I'll say, I can't split them two. It's like choosing between my children.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like the same, you know, obviously the DeepMind is my, you know, personal kind of, you know, that's part of me in that synth, you know. But the new stuff, I love the Model D. You know, that creates such fat bass lines. The Odyssey, I'm really fond of that as well. You know, it creates some great leads, and you know, yeah, it's fantastic.
What can we expect in the near future? More.
A lot more. Both originals and reproductions, you'll see a lot more from us. We have an extensive roadmap. We have 4 teams working on synths now across the world. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting few years for all of us, hopefully.
Rest is top secret, I think.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.